Hey guys, this is Jenna with Hill Valley Farm, and this is part 2 of the 2021 kids. So where we left off was Lily. Lily was the 6th doe to have kids this year. She had a very interesting birth with, she actually was carrying quads. She had them on March 22nd, 2021, and the first one that she had was a buckling, and it's this guy right here. His name is Hill Valley Zeus, and he's a big loving guy, but if you've seen any of our videos previously, you will see this guy running and jumping and playing. He is quite possibly the happiest buckling I have ever seen in my life. He has so much spunk, and he's so beautiful and just flashy, and so he's buckskin. Buckskin has really ruled the roost this year for us, and he's very, very lovable and just absolutely precious, just like his damn Lily. Now Lily's name is actually Rolling Meadows BB Godiva. We call her Lily because she acts like a lily to us. He's also being weaned, and his mother is right here. So he's wanting down really bad. But anyways, this is Hill Valley Zeus. Okay, so next is Hill Valley Athena. So Lily gave birth to a little buckling and then a little doeling. So this is Athena, just like Zeus. She's super friendly. She just wants her mouth on you and wants to love you, and just, I mean, she is just adorably sweet. She is on the petite side. She always has been, but so is her dam. So, you know, that's just kind of how it goes. She does have length on her, just like Zeus does, which is something we have as before in our videos. I've mentioned Rocket throws length into his kids, and so he has with these two. But Athena is just, she's beautifully marked. I really love her face and what she looks like. She's every night, she's so funny. Every night when they go, the kids all go into the pen to be, you know, to go to bed. She is always the last one, just because she's always busy doing something. So she is just kind of like ADD girl. Oh, it's time to go up. So anyways, this is Hill Valley. Oh, and I should mention, Hill Valley Zeus and Ellis are going together. They will be living with a couple who are getting into goats in Maryville, Tennessee. And little Athena here is going, I want to say, maybe wrong about this, Virginia area. So I look forward to looking at updates for her. They are wanting to get into milk test and linear appraisal. So this girl has a has a potential to be a 3-star M. I've said all along, 2021 has been a very strange year. And so Lily's birth was just that. It was very strange. 2 hours after she birthed Athena, she started pushing again. She pushed out a very large kid that was mummified. That was the first one that we had seen here on the farm. He was humongous. I did not have to assist her. She did it all on her own. But he was mummified and had been gone a while. But he was huge. And so it was a buckling. And so right after that, I mean, as always, Lily was so attentive, tried to clean him off, things like that. We just wrapped him up, and she started pushing again, and she pushed out, as you have seen in the other videos, a little doeling. She was very small, light buckskin, and she was absolutely beautiful. She lived for, I want to say it was 6 days. And we tried everything that we could. She could not hold her body temp. She came out panting. I now realize she aspirated. She was probably also in distress. That's a long time that, you know, she was in Lily during labor. Very, very long. And plus the mummified kid, I kind of wonder if he took a lot of the energy that was really supposed to go to her. So I just, you know, poor Lily, again, Lily is very small in stature. I knew she was going to have some kids. I knew at least 3. And so I really kind of hope in the future for her, 3 is her limit. Like, I hope she doesn't have to carry more than 3. It's just one of those things. She is a dairy doe. You know, you want her to, you know, be dairy and produce milk. So if you produce milk, you have to, you know, have kids. So so we were really sad when the little one passed away. But just like farm life, if you have livestock, you're going to also have dead stock too. It's just part of this. So anyways, we will move on to the next doe. 7th on the list, our 7th doe, was the Hill Valley Z Lila Grace. She went into labor the morning of March 27th, 2021, and long story short, she had a large deformity. And I know I've talked about that in a previous video, but it is what it is. The vet was able to get it out without doing any kind of C-section, which was pretty miraculous considering how large it was. We don't know why, but we have been, you know, urged to not worry about it. You know, we could repeat the breeding, which it was a repeat breeding between her and Vista Oaks Rocket. They have beautiful kids, and so I wanted to repeat that. And they did not disappoint this year. So right behind the deformity, which was so strange in itself, were 3 very live, very healthy kids. And the first one was this guy. He is Hill Valley. Boots are made for walking. Caden, Lila is Caden's doe, and so he wanted to name her kids, and he did. And so he said, this one looks like he's wearing boots. So we threw in boots are made for walking, and he is seriously a sweetheart. He's white, mainly white with just scattered brown and black all over, and he reminds us a lot of Hill Valley or the Sea to Sky. So, and we have retained Sky. She's here, and we are actually going to be showing her in a few weeks at a show. And so anyways, he is blue-eyed, and he was the only one that was polled in the 3. So this is Hill Valley. Boots are made for walking. He will be going with his sister to a farm in Middle Tennessee. Okay, so the next in line to come out for Lila was this precious, beautiful little doeling, and she leave my hands alone. You can see she looks very much like Lila. She is quite possibly the most loving doeling we have ever had here on the farm. I mean, she's a cuddle bug. This is what she does, and typically she's like trying to lick my chin. I mean, she is like a lovely, beautiful thing. And she's got some interesting, like a dark, like almost, it wants to be a dorsal stripe, but it's not. So she is just very lovely. Sorry, she's not really. Hey, you need to show yourself off here. This is when we show off. But this is Hill Valley Cotton Meadow, and my idea was we'll call her Meadow. Well, Caden calls her Cotton, so Cotton kind of stuck. She is going with her brother to the farm in Middle Tennessee. We really love it when goats can go together, just because it's a familiar thing. And so they will be leaving in a week or so to go and be on that farm in Middle Tennessee. And I am just going to say, this one, between her and Athena, oh my goodness, I'm going to miss them so much. But this is Hill Valley Cotton Meadow. This is Hill Valley Saturn's Voyage. This was the 3rd guy to come out of Lila. He's a very large buckling. Typically, when there's triplets or quads, or even sometimes with twins, you'll have one bigger and, you know, one smaller, or one of the 3 or 4 will be kind of smaller than the rest. This guy, and typically the smallest one is the last one, or typically close to it. No, not with this guy. He came out massive, and he is still massive. You can see I was holding Boots and Cotton, and then here we are with Saturn. He's chewing all over my shirt. He is basically almost an exact replica to Rocket, Vista Oaks Rocket. He is beautiful. And so I had posted him for sale, and I had several inquiries all at once, but the farm that he is going to is in Knoxville, Tennessee. Sadly, I had missed one of my messages, and so she was from Michigan. But anyways, he will be going to live at a beautiful farm in Knoxville, Tennessee. So he will be very close, very local, and just like his sire, I really expect some great things out of him. He has become, at first he was kind of standoffish, but he has really bloomed into one who wants attention. He wants, you know, to be around you, and he wants all the loving he can get, as you can see. So this is Hill Valley Saturn's Voyage. All right, the very last doe to go. She's the 8th doe on our farm. Her registered name is Woody Glen Z Little Sophia. We call her Dolly, and she got to be very large during her pregnancy. We thought, my goodness, she's probably got 3 or 4. She had one really, really big doe. She came out the size of, at the time, the 3-week-old triplets that from Lila, and she is a bottle baby. So this is why she's went down a bottle today, and she just thinks that she needs more. So it's feeding time for her. Anyways, she's blue-eyed, and the very odd thing is on her papers, Dolly, it says she's disbudded. I kept looking for her horns, because Rocket, I know, is disbudded, and I never ever felt buds come through. She is now 4 weeks old, never got the buds, and I finally this week realized she is polled, and there is no doubt about it. This girl is polled. So she is blue-eyed, beautiful, beautiful golden color that we love so, so much here, and polled. So that's very exciting. If you know anything lately, what has gone on, Dolly ended up rejecting this doeling. We really don't know why or what happened, or I don't know, other than she got a lot of different scents on her, and then Dolly just couldn't recognize her anymore. But because of that, you know, we need them to be a mother to the babies here. It's just the way our lives are right now. We need to dam raise, and if we can't dam raise, it means we got to bottle feed, and so then we have bottle babies, which is fine, but it's a lot of extra work on us when it's not something that we really plan to do. But we've actually become very accustomed to it this year through Ellie and the little one that we had in the house, and then now her, plus taking the quads away from Liberty. So we're very, very well versed in bottle feeding now, and she is just a honking goat. She's huge, she's enormous, but along with that being enormous, she's just beautiful. I was actually watching her stand this morning, and oh my goodness, the way she stands. So she is being retained, and her mother is being sold, and we're hoping for great things out of her. Again, you can see her lengthy neck. She's got length to her, obviously, in her legs as well. Dolly is rather on the short side. She's actually the shortest doe we have here on the farm. So it's very different the way she looks, but we're excited about her. So this is, oh, and her name is Hill Valley Butterfly Effect. I actually had named her right before I realized Dolly had rejected her. So I thought, well, her name was actually even more fitting after finding out that she was rejected, and you know, we'll be keeping her. So this is Hill Valley Butterfly Effect. So that is the wrap on the spring 2021 kids for Hill Valley Farm. We feel like, as weird and crazy as some of the moments and weeks were, it was successful. We came out with 17 live kids, and all of them are very healthy. I mean, if you look at Ellie now, she is an absolute miracle, and she's growing and thriving. It didn't look in the beginning like she would thrive, but she really is. And so that just kind of goes to show you, never give up. You never know what you're going to have. And she's beautiful on top of all that. Conformation wise, color wise, everything. So we just feel like this year was very, very successful. Even though we had some snafus and things happen that we have never had happen. We learned a whole lot this year, and we know a little bit, some different things and what to do. This year we started doing something like it's a Coccidia treatment. Last year, a whole bunch of kids got Coccidia, basically all of them but one. And it even slowed the pickup dates down for some of them. So this year we decided to do a full Coccidia treatment, and it has been very successful for us. So we plan to continue to do that on top of the care that we always give our loving kids. This is Ellie, by the way, and she's telling me it's time to eat. Typically at this time of year, we're saying, okay, look for next year's kids. Actually, we have bred 4 does for the fall. We have bred Corey's Fancy Tea Irma, who is our highest producing milking doe. She earned her star last year. She is a 2-star milker now. We bred her to Corey's Fancy Hershey. That's actually our Coco's sire. Love Coco's udder, her teat length and everything, so I decided I needed to breed my highest producing doe to Hershey. So that is something. She is due August 5th, 2021, so that's exciting. It'll be here before we know it. We've also bred Corey's Fancy Tea Elfwin. They are half-sisters, Irma and Elfwin, and through Little Tots Estate Thalictrum. They are Thalictrum daughters, and Elfwin earned her star as well last year. Irma earned her star in all 3 categories. Elfwin earned hers in butter, fat, and protein. And so she has been bred to Vista Oaks Recall. This is the first breeding we have done with Recall. Really, really, really excited about it. He's packed with moon spots, but he's got a really amazing pedigree backing him up with some old mountain farm lines in him. So that's exciting. The next one that we bred was Corey's Fancy in Mayflower. Mayflower is actually our starting doe here. She's actually the one who really got it all started for us. She earned her milk star last year in butter, fat, and protein, so she is a 1-star milker. She's Irma's dam. And she is bred to Vista Oaks Recall as well, and so we're excited about that. The last one that we bred is Corey's Fancy Hermione, and I'm not sure that Hermione is bred. We had issues getting her bred in the spring, and just from some things I'm seeing, I don't think she's bred, but we'll see. She is bred to Vista Oaks Recall as well, and some potentials in those breedings. There's polled for Irma and Mayflower. Those are the potentials, and obviously for Irma, May, and Elfwin's kids are moon spots. We're really excited about all of them, but we will be getting a blood test done for pregnancy to make sure, they are in fact bred, and so that we can move forward. So they are due the beginning of August, and Elfwin and Irma are due the beginning of August, and Mayflower and Hermione would be due the beginning of September. So we will be taking reservations. I actually already have someone on the list for actually 2 of them. And so if you want on the list, you better get on it, because these are the does that proved themselves for us last year, and they are outstanding does produce wise. And also, if you know Lila Grace, that she's Irma's daughter, so she is an amazing doe in our herd, and so I expect some really great things to come from those breedings. So with that said, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys again soon. Bye.